This week, we hope the nights like this, raindrops will fall, and we finally get the answer. Is a heart really a house for love? This week, we discussed the 1991 classic movie, The Five Heartbeats. I'm Matt.
I'm Rachel.
And you're listening to the 120th episode of We Used to Talk About This at Work. Now, first off, I'd like to start off with an admin note. This will be dropping a little bit earlier. It'll be dropping on Wednesday because we'll have a bonus review coming out this Friday. Check it out. Now, on this, what's the word I'm looking for? Magnolias? No, not Magnolias. This great occasion is Rachel's 20th episode on this show. So what better way to commemorate it than have her be not just a guest, but an official co-host. How does it feel to be your 20th episode, Rachel?
It feels good. I can't believe it's the 20th, though. I mean, I feel like we just did the 10th and watched, the movie I picked out. That was fun. So, but
yeah,
I'm
it doesn't feel like.
Always.
Oh, sorry. No, it doesn't feel like 20. 20 seems like a lot, but you have been on here often, though.
That's true.
We might as well just make you part of the team. It's just going to be a three-person booth now with you. I think it's good.
I don't know. We'll have to see what the fans say, right?
Well, we already got feedback from the fans. The fans love your voice, so that's good enough.
I'll take it.
But what have you been up to this week?
Yeah, so it was kind of a long week, but I got some TV watching in. On Friday, I sat down and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pause the other shows that I'm watching because I'm kind of watching Sweet Magnolias and What We Do in the Shadows as well. But I was like, I'm gonna stop everything and binge watch The Lincoln Lawyer season 2, part 2. So I watched all of the episodes of part 2 in one night on Friday. It was great. I definitely recommend it. Like, it kept me on my toes. The story was good. There was a twist, about the case at the end, and you never quite know like what he's gonna do next, like what strategy he's gonna use in his case. So it was good.
Okay, so I left off on part 1. Spoilers, you guys had enough time to watch part 1. So,
Yeah.
Part 1 ends off where he gets roughed up in a parking lot. So if you had I know part 1 was good. Would you say part 2 is equal, better, greater than part 1?
It definitely wasn't worse. I would say equal or better. I think if it was better, it was just because more action was happening. The first half was kind of like leading up to this big case that he had, and we kind of get more of the act. I mean, obviously it ended with a lot of action because he's getting beat up in the parking lot, but
right.
But yeah, I think part 2 had a little more action, so it was
Okay,
good.
so I'll definitely catch up on it on this weekend. But you said that What We Do in the Shadows and Sweet Magnolias, you want to talk about those a little bit?
Yeah, so Sweet Magnolias, it's a couple seasons in now, and I like flew through the first couple seasons. I didn't watch them as they came out. I just found the show and started watching, after they were
Wait,
already out.
I haven't watched it. Can you give me a brief synopsis of what this is about?
Okay. Yeah, so it's on Netflix, and it's about these 3 best friends who grew up in this small town, and they're trying to kind of navigate their kids and their love lives, and their friendship and things that are going on in the town. Um, and then there's plot lines with the adults and with the kids. So there's,
Okay.
if you're an adult, you can appreciate it. If you're a teen, you can watch it and still appreciate it too. But it's just like one of those small town like TV shows. And the first couple episodes when I started watching this year, it was like a little hard to get into, but now I'm like back in the groove with it a little bit more. So I don't know what it was about those first two episodes. I think I just had to like get my mind back into the world before it really like took off.
And what is this on?
It's on Netflix.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
then What We Do in the Shadows is on Hulu, and it's it's been fun. It's always a fun show. Did you watch the last season?
No, I watched the movie. I never got into
Oh,
the TV show yet.
okay. Oh, then I won't give any spoilers, but um some stuff has happened that has been a long time coming, but like you don't expect it to turn out the way that it actually turned out. So it's kind of funny to see how everyone's handling, how it actually did turn out.
I know you give me a little bit more information than that.
Okay. Well, it's probably no surprise that the oh, I'm blanking on the name. But Guillermo is like the vampire's helper. I
Mm-hmm.
forgot what it's called. But there's like an actual title for the job or whatever. But he's always wanted to be a vampire, and
Mm-hmm.
his master keeps putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and they laugh and make jokes about it and all that kind of stuff. And then he finds out that this friend is a vampire and asks, like, pays him to turn him into a vampire. So last
Mm-hmm.
season ends up with, did he turn into a vampire or didn't he? And then this season is like, did he or didn't he? And what happens after? So it's pretty
Okay.
funny. Yeah.
Oh, there's so much good stuff to watch. It's not enough time to watch everything.
That's so true. Like there are shows that I haven't seen that I know I should have been watching or that I haven't finished.
Exactly. That's my whole thing. Is like when somebody says, "Oh, you should watch something," I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll start watching it." But I realize, no, I have 4 other shows that I have not finished yet, and I need to finish watching those. Like right now on my Netflix, it's like I have 4 stuff I've already started watching, but then like, oh, new, I should watch that too. So yes.
Right.
Witcher, I will get back to you. I know you have a new season out on Netflix. I will eventually get back to you. Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to keep up with everything, and it's kind of like, do you want to stick with the, old stuff that you've been watching, or do you want to like look at the shiny new thing that just came out?
And I'm like a kid. I always go with the shiny new thing that's out to where I forget about stuff. Like I remember I loved Snowpiercer. They had like the first 2 seasons. I loved it. I was all about Snowpiercer. Then time went past and it was like, oh, the new season. But no, I was on to something else. And I was like, I'll eventually get back to season 3. Haven't went back. Sorry,
Yeah.
Snowpiercer. But speaking of new things, Barbie.
Oh yeah, so I finally went and saw Barbie with my mom this past week, and I wore pink. I told her to wear pink, like it was a whole thing. And they didn't I was disappointed they didn't have like the Barbie, the giant life-size Barbie box in the theater that
Mm-hmm.
we could like take pictures in. So we just took a picture by the poster, um but yeah, there was still a good crowd for it. It was like 5 p.m. on a Tuesday, and our theater was mostly full. and it was you could definitely tell some people dressed up for it and were having a good time with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know like Chad already talked about it with his cousins on another episode, so I'll just be really brief. I mostly really enjoyed the movie. Like, I would recommend it. The only thing I didn't like was the last scene, like the very, very, very last scene, because I thought it kind of took away from some of the female empowerment that we had going on. But
All
otherwise, it
right.
was a fun
I have not seen this.
ride.
We've
Okay.
already put a review out for this. This movie has been out for a while, and don't worry, I'll eventually see it. So if you don't want to know about the last end of this movie, skip a couple minutes ahead. Rachel, go ahead. Tell me specifically what you're referring to.
Okay, so I mean, I know they were trying to be cute and funny with this scene, but I mean, do you want me to like spoil it?
Spoil it, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, nothing you say. I'm still gonna go see it eventually, but yeah, go ahead, spoil it. It's been
Okay.
enough time, and we put the spoiler warner out. They should be good.
Yeah. So in the end, she decides she doesn't want to just be a doll. She wants to be in the human world and be a human.
Mhm.
Even though it's really hard to be a human in the human world and the real world. And so the very last
All right,
scene.
sorry, sorry. I have not seen this movie, so now I'm kind of confused a little bit. So she's awakened as a doll, and she's in doll world. So I'm assuming she eventually goes to human world.
Yeah, so the premise of the movie is she starts having these feelings that are unusual for her as a Barbie. She's in Barbie land and she has to go to the real world to find who's playing with her to kind of set everything right so that she can go back to normal.
Okay.
So she travels to the real world. She finds, you know, stuff happens along the way, but she basically finds like her owners, like who's playing with her in the real world. And she realizes in the end that even though the real world is really hard, she would rather be there than in Barbie land. She like
Mhm.
really wants to help people, and she realizes that the real world is kind of messed up and it's not like how she thought it would be. So
The real world is hard. Yes, that is true.
yes, it is. But the last scene has her um and like I swear I thought she was all dressed up in like this business casual outfit. I thought she was like going for an interview or something. No, she was going to make an appointment with a gynecologist.
Okay.
That was the last scene, which basically is like, oh, she's a human now because she has actual like human parts that dolls
Mhm.
don't have. But to me, I was like, this whole thing's about female empowerment, and now you're like ending on like her body part defining her, you know?
Right. I see what you're saying. Right.
Yeah. So that was my complaint with it.
Okay. All
But
right.
otherwise, it was a fun movie. It was a fun ride. Like I would recommend it.
Because I haven't seen it, but I heard like people clamoring for a Ken movie now. Would you
That
want
would
to
be
hit?
really
Are you here?
fun.
Okay, so you are here for a Ken movie.
I'm here for it. Yes, I would go watch it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
anything in that
right.
world I think would be really fun because it was a fun ride, for this movie. So yeah.
All right. Japan, get on it so I'll be able to see it too.
Yeah.
Also, you were talking about taking time off of work.
Yeah. So I don't know about anybody else, but when I take time off work and it's like not for like I'm not going out of town, it's just like taking time off to like go to doctor's appointments and run errands and sleep in and like chill, like I still kind of feel like I'm playing hooky a little bit, you know? Like I'm in school and I shouldn't be missing these days, but I am. So I'm taking off this upcoming Monday and Tuesday, and it should be really good. Like everyone deserves a break. I know that, but I just feel like I'm playing hooky a little bit.
Oh no, I
What do
totally
you feel
agree.
like
Like
that?
I always tell people, they give you leave for you to use it, so you need to take it. But it is weird when, like, if you're not taking official vacation, and it's kind of like, well, like for example, it's 9 a.m. I should be in a meeting right now, but I'm really just at home or something like that. It does feel
Asleep.
like, yeah, you play hooky. Yeah, yeah. It's like, they're at work and I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be like on Monday and Tuesday. I'm gonna be like really happy I took off work, but also like, ooh, I'm being a bad girl and playing hooky. So.
Oh, nah, see, you gotta take, because I always tell people, like, if you leave, now God forbid, if you die, your job will be posted, your replacement, and within 10 weeks. So if you need what they say, a mental health break or any other kind of breaks like that, like, one thing
Thank
is, when I
you.
tell Chad, I'm like, I'm taking work off, I'm taking leave, he always be like, yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm all for it. Take leave whenever you need it. Work will be all right
Yeah.
without you.
Yeah. I think I wonder if there's an extra layer with it since I'm in like a helping profession. You always feel like there's someone who needs you, you know?
Okay,
But
yeah. Where it's like you feel like you're letting them down since you're not there.
yeah, I mean, I'm letting clients know in advance, like I'm gonna be out and oh, I forgot to change my email signature. Or
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
your.
I'll do that.
I always have to add my out of office. Hey, I'm gonna be gone for this time. For any emergencies, contact. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do that on my phone and email. I should probably do that. But yeah, like most of the people who I talk to often enough, I'm like, I'm gonna be off Monday and Tuesday, just so you know. So
Right. Everybody
yeah.
needs it. But also,
Yeah.
while you off, you plan on getting a haircut?
Oh, so I just got one today.
Oh,
Um
okay. You just put, hey, I am not talking about her and like that. She put that on the outline. All right, for anybody listening.
yeah, he is not implying that I need one.
Right, right.
That's funny. No, I'm so happy I finally got one today because it I needed it. And like I'm the kind of person who like I love getting my hair cut. Like it feels so much better afterwards. I don't know about other people. I don't know how it is for you. Maybe it's like your facial hair, getting trimmed is the same as like me getting a haircut, but it just feels so much lighter and like better after. So
Oh no, 100%. Like if I let this grow 3, 4 days, you know, I can grow hair on the sides, no problem.
oh
But
yeah.
the top is thinning out. So it's like if I grow it out, I'll get like that George Jefferson type of thing, and I don't want that. So
Oh
of
no.
course, when you get that fresh cut, you feel pretty, you feel sexy, you feel like that, like younger. So no, I completely
Yeah.
agree. When you get a haircut, you be like, oh, I'm about to step out on the town and have a good old time.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I'm feeling it tonight. I'm like, my hair is bouncy, it's cut, it's nice. So
But for you audio listeners, she looks very pretty.
oh
YouTube,
thank you.
I don't know if your face is gonna be shown on YouTube, but for the
Yeah.
listeners, she looks pretty right now.
Thanks. But what have you been up to?
I First thing is I was able to catch Twisted Metal on Peacock. Now, for people who don't know Twisted Metal, it was a video game on PlayStation. I don't remember which one, but PlayStation. Where basically you have different characters, you have a vehicle, and you shoot them with missiles and things like that. But it stars Anthony Mackie and hold on,
Oh.
she's from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Let me get her name real quick. The angry one on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You ever
Oh, who
watch
plays
Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Vincent? Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I
Uh,
can't remember her, and she did
Ste-
Encanto.
yeah, Stephanie
Oh,
Beatrice.
Beatrice? Yeah.
Yes. So, it's 10 episodes. I watched all of it. I love this. I was kind of hesitant to see how they were going to do this, but bringing the storyline and every like the comedic, the action. Now, small caveat. I don't know what the budget was on this. I don't know how they did it. Now, the CGI on this is not well done.
Oh.
But if you suspend your disbelief on the CGI, like the missiles and things like that, this is great. Like it's gory, it's bloody, chopping off heads and all this other stuff. That's good. Storyline is good. Comedy is good. Acting is good. Just suspend your disbelief with the CGI.
So
And I
do you
love
think
this.
people can get past the CGI like easily, or is it one of those like it kind of takes you out of it for a second kind of thing?
It kind of takes you out of a second because like you'll see things going on. There will be things, and actually, you'll see like this artificial CGI. You're like, eh. But then it will keep rolling and you'll get back into it and everything's good. And then they will do the CGI where it's like, eh. So that's the only bad part for me. Anthony Mackie was good. It's good to see him in a more, because he did Falcon, and then he was 8 Mile and some other stuff, but good guy and everything. But it's good to see him in like, I didn't like him in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series on Disney Plus and stuff, but I'm glad he was able to get a no role, and I like him like this. And there is a cliffhanger to where you can get a season 2 out of this. I hope it is. Well, I know writer strike and things of that nature, but after that, I hope there is one. I really enjoyed it, and also I want to shout out to Samoa Joe. He's a wrestler, and Sweet Tooth the clown. His body was, I guess, his body actor was Samoa Joe, where the voice was done by. You ever watch Arrested Development?
Yeah.
You know the brother that does magic?
Oh gosh, it's been a while. I don't
Uh
remember the brother.
what was his name? He's the one who actually does his voice. I want to say Will Arnett?
Will
Is that a
Arnett?
person?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
Arrested
yeah.
Development.
Okay, yeah. He actually does the voice of Sweet Tooth, the evil clown, but the body type of that character is Samoa Joe from wrestling. So shout out to Samoa Joe because I love wrestling.
Nice.
Now I'm going from a high to a low.
Oh,
I was able to catch Corner Office. Have you heard of Corner Office before?
I haven't.
It stars St. Louis' own John Hamm.
Okay.
And I thought it was going to be good. It's about a guy in an office space to where he goes to this corner office and like he's able to get so much work done and things. But it turns out that there is no corner office. And apparently, in his mind, he's going inside this corner office. But then everybody else watching him, he's just like face front inside of a wall. And it deals with like, I don't know if it's mental illness is the right word, but I thought this was going to be good, but no bueno. If I had to give it a guess, if I had to rate this, I'd give it a 2.5. They have Danny Pudi in there from Community, or not
Oh
Community.
yeah.
Yeah, Community.
Yeah.
Community. It's just, it's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's a narrative type of thing to where he's narrating through 90% of the movie. Um, it's just, it's not well done. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I didn't really like the plot of it. I thought it'd be more into it to where like maybe this was a magical door and they couldn't see it because of this reason, but it turns out that no, this person was just um trying to think of the right word to use. Not the C word, because I know we can't use that. He's just mentally wasn't there, if I could say that,
Like
if you know what I mean.
unstable.
There we go. There we go. He was unstable to where he was visualizing this office space and stuff to where nobody else could see it. I mean,
Oh.
if you got time, check it out, but I would not recommend this, even though I love John Hamm.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's usually in good stuff, so that's kind of disappointing.
Well, but the thing is, I think it's the plot and the script because the acting was good
Hmm.
from everybody across the board, but it was just the plot and the storyline was not good at all.
Yeah, it's hard to get past that if that's not
Right,
good.
all right. We breezing along. I knew this
Yeah.
was going to happen because every time we have two-person things, it always just goes by so fast. But hey, we're here to the meat and potatoes.
Yes.
Okay, we're here to the movie topic. So I was trying to come up with a description of the movie, and I felt like all the descriptions I found online was not going to do this movie properly. So, Rachel, if you had to describe this movie to somebody, how would you describe this movie?
I would say it's about a group of high school friends who form a singing group, and they're trying to, break into the scene, especially by doing this one particular talent show. And along the way they meet their soon to be manager and kind of um get help with fixing up their act a little more, like making it a little bit better, and they kind of get their big break. And so it's about their kind of journey through the music industry and all the ups and downs that they go through as a group and as friends.
So, before I suggested this, have you seen this before or heard about it
I
before?
had not seen anything or heard about it.
Aye, Rachel. This was like I've seen this back when I was a kid in the late 90s, but I haven't watched it since then. So, spoiler free, what did you think about this movie?
So I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it kind of reminded me of like a cross between Dreamgirls and Jersey Boys, which I don't know if you've seen because they're both musicals. And I know you're not a big fan of
I,
musicals, but
oh, I never
uh,
told you about the time I seen Dreamgirls.
no, wait, you have?
I seen Dreamgirls in the movie theater.
What?
So I I went to see Dreamgirls, but I didn't know it was a musical though.
Oh no.
So like so when I went there and I was like, they doing a lot of singing for this movie. And then I realized, oh, it's a musical, but I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed Eddie Murphy, Beyonce, and things like that. But yeah,
Oh,
when I
he's
originally
so
went there,
good.
I didn't know it was a musical.
That's funny. What did you think of it in the end?
I loved it. I love Dreamgirls. Jennifer Hudson, amazing in it.
Yes.
Um,
Everyone was so
see,
good in that movie.
I don't hate musicals, Rachel. I just don't prefer them.
Yeah.
Like if let me see. I enjoy SpongeBob. I enjoy Dreamgirls. Um,
It's
I
not
can see
something
that.
you'll normally go out of your way for.
No, not at all. Like I won't probably wouldn't even search it. Like, but if you told me, hey, this one right here is amazing. If I ain't got nothing going on, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
Right.
that's good. But
Mm.
yeah, so it kind of, I mean, Dreamgirls follows a musical group too, um and then Jersey Boys also follows a music group, but it's based in, well, I think Dreamgirls is loosely based on a real group. But Jersey Boys for sure is based on Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, and they have a little bit more of like a rough past. So for this movie, I kind of saw a little bit of both of them in this movie, even though like I'm sure this movie came out before both of those did. Um
Mm-hmm.
and but I like both of, Dreamgirls and Jersey Boys, so I really like this movie too. Um I love the first sequence, like it's really action packed, like the way the movie opens, it kind of grabs you. I loved when Robert Townsend's character is writing and he's like trying to figure out the song, and then the sister comes on and like starts singing, and that was really fun.
And he just keeps bringing scraps of stuff together. No, sing this
Yeah.
part, sing this part, sing this part.
Sing these words. Yeah. And she had an amazing voice. Like, I don't know
She
how old
did.
she
She
was,
did.
but she was excellent. Um, I I it did some things that I didn't totally expect, which I really appreciated. I think it definitely the movie grew with the group. Like I feel like it got darker as it went on, but I feel like things got harder for the group as it went on. So like the tone, kind of grew with them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really liked it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else specifically. Um, I liked the ending. I won't say spoilers yet, but I thought that was a good end. So overall, just like really solid, really good movie.
Well, no spoilers. I agree. I
Mhm.
enjoyed this. Like, I vaguely small remember some parts as a kid, but basically it was just like watching it brand new again. Um, I enjoyed it. I like the comedic tones of it. I like the music in it. I like the storytelling. Um, and I liked how they didn't dwell too long on because this started what in like I forget. Let's just go into spoilers because I don't know. I'm about to cross over. So they started in 1960s and end up into like the 1989 90s era ish,
Yeah, I
80s I
think
think.
so.
But like, I like how they didn't dwell too long in each period because you could tell their hairstyles changed and things of that. But I want to start off. My only negative thing about this was that I did not. I understand what they were doing. I feel like they should have done more with the whole the police guy pulling them over, showing the racism, because I just felt like when they went on the road, they did one show that was very small in a very smart place. And next thing you know, it was this scene. So it felt like the only reason they were on the road was to show that the racism part with the cop. I wish they
Mm.
would have showed more stuff on the road, like different clubs they went to and different interactions a little bit more. Because right now, it just felt like they only put that in there just for that reason right there. But
Yeah.
besides that, I love this. Like I liked it's like the hard stuff with the drugs, the alcohol, the women. It was hard, but like not too hard on you. It was kind of like felt a little bit light. Um, Robert Townsend or Doug, JT, all of them. Um, I really enjoyed this. Uh, I was surprised. I was coming here to be angry, be like, see, Rachel, this is what I don't do musicals. But no, I love this movie. I loved it. It was
That's good.
good.
Yeah, I would say really my only negative was it did seem a little bit cliche, like with what happened to the band members. Like there's always one that turns to drugs and alcohol. There's always one that's like into women. There's always one that leaves. Like some of that stuff felt like it wasn't really new. But I mean, they had to show the evolution of the group and everything. So I get that they had to do that. I just wish that, I don't know, it wasn't such a cliched thing, but like again, this was probably before some of, this was made before some of the movies that I've seen later on that have those cliches in them. So like this might have been before those things were like really used over and over in movies.
Right, just like between Duck and JT. Okay, so your brother, in his mind, his brother was cheating with his fiance.
Yeah.
They stopped talking for like 20 years. It was a long time. It wasn't like a couple months. That's a long time not to talk to somebody. Just like ignore him. Not even like, all right, he said it was true. This is what happened or whatever. He ignored her for that year enough to where he remarried, had 2 other kids, and then all of a sudden you spring up on them at a park. Like, to me, it was like they should have showed something. Well, maybe they had an interaction where that the results didn't equal the results. Like, I mean, the reaction didn't equal the results. Sure, your brother cheated on whatever, but is that really enough to ignore him for like 10 plus years? And also when they come back, it's just like he had to see him. Oh, he named you after him. Now we're hooking up now, and everything's fine after that. That just seemed kind of like you said, like a
solution,
like a TV show. Let's wrap this up. Right. Yeah.
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 I could see that. Yeah. I also really liked, like, I thought, since we're doing spoilers now, like on stage, they were kind of fighting in that one scene. And then in the next scene, like the manager had like turned it into part of the show. Because I was like, why isn't he getting more upset about them fighting on stage? And then he turned it into like part of the show. I thought that was really cute and clever.
Yes.
But yeah, I could see, and then some of the things I wasn't expecting, like I wasn't expecting the manager to actually die.
Okay, now that you brought that up. Okay, now I realize this was done in 1991. But it was like he hit him with a dump truck, but he didn't like fly out. He kind of like was on the hood. It was like that whole scene was like a weird. It was weird. Like, at one scene they were like, okay, you better hit with a dump truck, and then another scene they were like, how about something else happens and you fly on the hood? It didn't make sense to when he died, but I was also shocked that he died too.
Yeah, and then I thought the record head, I can't remember his name. I didn't think he would actually like beat anybody up. Like I thought he was gonna be like, oh, you guys do the dirty work for me. But he actually got his hands dirty.
Yeah. And
I was like, whoa, this is a bad guy. And then I didn't expect him to get what was coming to him in the end, but he did.
When I first saw that scene, because there's stories of Suge Knight. You know who Suge Knight is? Suge Knight was it's another story, but people who know Suge Knight is. But you know Vanilla Ice is, right?
Yeah.
There's a story that Suge Knight hung Vanilla Ice over a balcony and things like that. So that's my first thought of that scene. But that happened way after this. So maybe Suge Knight took advice from this movie and did the same thing. Who knows? Yeah. I don't want no beef with Suge Knight though, even though he's in jail. But I don't want no beef with him.
Yeah.
So what do you think the Rotten Tomatoes was on this movie?
Ooh, we're going with the critics score first.
Yeah, we'll go with the critics. No, let's go with the audience score first.
Audience score first. I'm gonna say it's like 80%. Like I thought it was solid.
95%.
Oh, okay. And the critics?
Now, what do you think the critic score was?
I think they're gonna be lower. Maybe I should stick with my 80 for the critics.
Don't go below 50. I mean, don't go above 50.
Don't go above 50. 43?
39%.
39. Man, that's a
Yeah,
huge difference.
yeah, apparently when this movie came out, it was not well received.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why. So, do I want to do the game first or trivia first? Let's do trivia first. I
All
don't have a
right.
game for you, but I just got a couple trivias that I thought was interesting. Dion Carroll turned down a role in the movie Boys in the Hood to appear in this film, which is crazy because I have no idea what role she would have played in Boys in the Hood. Um, Robert Townsend spent his free time on set of this movie writing the screenplay for Meteor Man,
Oh,
and we love Meteor Man. So yeah, this one
yeah.
came out in '91. Meteor Man came out in '93. Leon JT went on to portray David Ruffin in the movie The Temptations, based on the legendary Motown group that went through a similar rise and fall. Now, Temptation was going to be my other choice for this one, but I love
Mm-hmm.
Robert Townsend, so I want to do this one. So maybe since you're co-hosting this from now on these days, maybe later on we can do Temptations too.
All right.
And the last one, surprisingly, Whitney Houston was offered the role of Baby Doll, but turned it down because she felt the part was too short.
Oh, wow.
I believe that's true. I mean, it would have been too small of a role for Whitney Houston to play that role. So I get it. I would have loved to have seen her in it, but yeah, that's too small of a role for Whitney Houston.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So here's our game. So I decided that since we're dealing with a fictional group. Oh, let me pause real quick. So apparently, when I was doing research on this, a lot of people thought the Five Heartbeats was a real group, like the Temptations, and they made a movie.
Oh.
They did not know
Huh.
it was a fictional group.
I was wondering if they were, do you know if they were based on a real group?
Well, apparently they was based off multiple groups. The
Mm.
Temptations and other the Dells was another group, and the Dells is the one who sung those songs that they sung, and the voice actors just lip sync to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering if they were really singing too.
So with that being said, I wanted to come up to have our top three favorite fictional groups. All right, Rachel, you start off. Who is your first fictional group that
So
you
I
love?
broke mine into TV shows and movies.
Okay.
Should I do just movies?
Whatever you want to start off with first.
Because we're doing like our top three, right?
Right.
I'll just go with my movies since this was this was a movie. So
Okay.
my top group is the Dreams or Dream Girls from Dreamgirls.
Okay. Nice pick.
Yeah, I
And
really
why'd you
like
pick
their
them?
songs. I have the soundtrack. I love their songs. Like I thought they were great. So yeah.
Uh, my first one is the greatest fictional boy band there is, Four Town from Turning Red. I love Four Town.
They were really good. I was debating about that one.
I soon, like when I watched the movie and Four Town came out and they were singing, I kept thinking, oh, they fire. I like them.
Yeah, they were so good. I mean, the songs were written by Billie Eilish and her brother, so like I you kind of expected them to be really good, but man, they were really good. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, who's your second?
I have The Wonders from That Thing You Do. Have you ever seen that one? That
I have
movie?
not.
Um,
What is it about?
well, it's about the group, like it's a group of friends who are in a band, and it's about their like rise and fall as well. But it's got some good people, Tom Hanks, I believe Liv Tyler, um, I don't remember who else, but yeah, I listened to that soundtrack too.
Okay. My next one is Together. Now, Rachel, you're kind of young, so I'm not sure if you knew this. There was this band. It was like not a mockumentary, but this is back in early 2000s. It was on MTV, and it was like a mockumentary of bands. And there was this band called Together. And I always remember when the song was, I know my calculus. It says you plus me equals us.
Oh,
Calculus. So I go with Together, and the TV show or the movie was called Together. It was like a behind the music type of thing on this band. So mine is Together.
that's cool. That sounds like something I should see.
Yeah.
And then my last one, it was hard because I was thinking about Four Town. I was thinking about a couple, but I ended up going with Pink Slip from the movie Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. The
I thought
band
about them
Lindsay
too.
Lohan was in. Yeah. Yeah, I have that soundtrack too. I ended up just doing my top three as the soundtracks that I have. So yeah.
All right. And then my last one, it was a toss up. I went with Sexual Chocolate from Coming to America because I just love him. So that's what I went with. But my other one, because I always have to do this. My honorable mention is The Beats from Doug. The cartoon Doug.
Oh yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
So my honorable mention is The Beats. But also, I want to hear, what was your TV ones? I'm just curious now.
Oh, my TV ones were Daisy Jones and the Six, which that just came out last year, I believe, and it's based on a book. But the band is the Six and Daisy Jones is a singer, and they collaborate together in the story. They have really good music. And then Julie and the Phantoms, um show by the show and the group is the same name. But it's
Mm.
kind of like for a younger crowd, but she has they have really good songs, like really catchy songs. And then I did the Brady Bunch. Last one. I had to do like a fun throwback, so I chose the Brady Bunch. And my mom like grew up watching the Brady Bunch, so we watched it. We watched TV Land a ton growing up, and she would be
Mhm.
proud that I chose the Brady Bunch as one of my honorable mentions. So
I was about to add, was it the Brady Bunch?
the Partridge Family.
It was about to be the Partridge Family, but then I was like, I don't want to be like, I don't know their music, so I didn't want to just add them on because there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
ones I've heard of, like Josie and the Pussycats. I know that was a
Yeah.
thing, but I never listened to them, so I didn't want to just be pandering. So I picked the stuff I liked.
Same. Yeah. I was thinking like, and I was like, I don't want to just listen to the songs just so I can put them on my list. Like, I should do ones that I've actually already heard. So,
Right,
yeah, but
right.
I was looking up lists to like make sure I wasn't missing anything. And I saw Josie and the Pussycat Dolls on like a lot of them. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Rachel. I appreciate this.
Yeah, this is
Do you
fun.
have anything to plug on your way out?
Not really.
You got to start plug. This is your 20th
I
episode. You're
know.
missing out on opportunities.
I know. If I had something to plug, it would have been said 20 times already.
Right. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weshouldtalkpod@gmail.com. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at We Should Talk Pod. Follow me on Letterboxd at Mr. King0257 and Chad at BOW1213. And Rachel, where should they follow you at?
Rach Elephant.
All right. Be on the lookout for Chad's bonus review of The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Come back next week where we review Nimona.
And now you know what Matt and I talk about when Chad isn't here. Thanks for listening.